شكل من أشكال خلينا نقول إغلاق ملف قد يتعلق ببعض بصغار المودعين، وبالتالي بتطلع محصلتها جدا قليلة مقابل الناس اللي وادعة مصاري كتير. يعني هي مش أكتر نوع من بسموها بالعربي الدارج ترقيع للمشكلة، وليس هي الحل الجذري. لازم أولا يكون في اعتراف من حاكمية مصرف لبنان بودائع الناس. ثانيا يتم عم يوفي للبنك. نفس الشيء بنعتبر اليوم البنك مقترض من الناس بهالأزمة المالية وعم بيرد لهم مصرياتهم بجدول، بيكون في جدولة وبيتم إعادة الأموال. بس مسألة ال400 في ناس صراحة عم ترضى بالحد الأدنى، إذا أنا بين بخسر مصرياتي وباخد $400 برضى بال400. هذا اللي عم بيصير، انه كل شيء عم نرضى فيه، وبالتالي ما في تحرك.
بس في
بدي اسال
حاليا مثلا هلا ما عم تقدر تقبل انها تعطي قروض، يعني هي اذا كانت تعطي قرض سابق ان كان بالدولار العمله الصعبه، هلا ليجي هذا المودع انه يسكر تقريبا هذا القرض، لو حتى عم بده يدفع له تشيك او حتى بده يدفع له دولار، البنك ما عم بيرضى معه. وحتى انه عم بيطلب منه انه ينقل من 1005 اللي كان هو عم بيدفعها ل 3000 و900، انه التسعيره يلي هي المصرفيه انحطت. طب هذا مش نوع مثلا من السرقه او الاحتيال فينا نقول تجاه هذا الموضع او المواطن اللبناني؟ يعني
المشكله فيه انه مثل ما دائما انا بقول، اذا في هنالك من مستفيد فهنالك متضرر. اللي هيدي اصبحت مثل كره النار، يعني لجمعيه المصارف، جمعيه المصارف بتردها للبنوك، والتخبط عم بيصير كله على ظهر المواطن كمان امام. يعني اذا البنك كمان ما بدنا، في بعض البنوك اكيد مع حق بمساله ديونها مع الناس وهالامور هيدا، نحكي اكيد بالظروف الطبيعيه بيكون في وجوب للحق، في حق بهذا اذا كانت الامور طبيعيه. بس بوضع غير طبيعي مثل ما عم بيمر في لبنان، لا بده يكون في قانون عم يتبعه الكل وعم بيتم العمل فيه بمراعاة مشاكل الناس، لأنه عن جد اليوم اللي عم يقدر يسدد هيدا إنسان عم يعمل إنجاز بحياته مقابل كل هالظروف. بس كيف بدنا نلزم نحن اللبناني اللي عم يقبض على 1005؟ كرمال هيك برجع بقول لك سعروا 3 تسعيرات للدولار، عم يقبض على 1005. يعني إذا هو كان راتبه $1000 يعني 1.5 مليون عم يقبضها، عم بيروح بيسدد 300 و 400 دولار، عم يسدد 300 400، يعني عم يسدد هو تلت، هو عمليا مش عم يقبض هيدا الشيء. واذا بده يجي المليون ونص ليضعفها ويسدد $300 يعني بده 3 ضرب 18,000 ليره. لا، هيدا الموضوع بده يعاد النظر فيه من كل النواحي. في مشكله ماليه بدها تتحدد وبدها تعلن للراي العام. وبتصور يعني لبنان طالما ناس موجوده فيه ما عندها هذا النفس الرجوع الى الوراء ولا الاستسلام، رح يضل الحق هو البوصله اللي بتتبعها كل الناس. وهيدي الخطوه اللي اتت بتمنى دعم كل الناس اللي عم يسمعونا واللي عم بيشاركونا. رح نبعت اللينك على الثوره تي في ليعملوا السيجنتشر المطلوب الكترونيكلي، ونقدر نكبر هذا العدد يجمع اكبر عدد من اللبنانيه اللي موقعين على هيدي الجريمه العريضه.
Thank you.
I have the honor of holding the microphone.
Mr. Forrest,
yes.
Welcome to Lebanon. You are an activist and you are representing human rights. So can you please introduce yourself and tell us more about you?
Sure, I'd love to. I'd like to thank Thawra TV for actually hosting us here. I'm a member of the Lebanese Swiss Association. We're based in Zurich with members all across the world, the diaspora and in Lebanon too. The Lebanese Swiss Association main purpose is to focus on human rights in Lebanon. That is our mission, is to make human rights something that everyone has access to in Lebanon.
Okay.
And that's our aim, basically.
And actually, that's why you are here, because you came with a petition, no? Can you just tell us more about that?
I'd love to tell you about that. Now, all of the Lebanese here, you have been victimized. I think all of Lebanon, we've got over 5 million victims living in Lebanon. And, we have We have no
Just عندنا technical problem.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll be right there with you. So super. So we have over 5 million victims of grand corruption in Lebanon. Grand corruption is like political corruption. It's like when the government uses bribery, nepotism, extortion, blackmail, bribes to finance itself. This has been going on for more than 30 years in Lebanon. The result is a failed state. Lebanon does not exist anymore as it used to, and you, the residents and citizens of Lebanon, are suffering because of the results of grand corruption. That
Of a bad strategy, actually,
Yes.
about the economy.
Yes, exactly. It was everything. Let me just tell you here, you have a right to life, the right to health, freedom from discrimination, right to work, right to participate in your own government, right to property. Property means you have the right to your money. That needs to be guaranteed by the state.
But they stole our money.
They
so
stole your money.
Yeah.
They are violating human rights left to right. And they're doing it,
Okay.
like you said, strategically. Yes.
So in human rights, there is a number for that case.
Oh, yes.
Article or something.
I mean, all of these human rights violations that we've been talking about are all in the United Nations Charter of Human Rights. So in order for us to really go through them, it would take 4 hours to see all the violations that the Lebanese government is doing. The Lebanese government is doing this intentionally. But let me talk about the Rome Statute. The Rome Statute is an agreement that the UN came up with that specifically lists crimes against humanity, what has to be fulfilled in order to be called a crime against humanity. So we're basing our petition, our call, on this Rome Statute. We are basing it on international law.
So what do you think we should do
Yes.
to let the Lebanese people saw
Yes.
this petition and
Right.
sign this petition
Sure.
against
Yeah.
government? But do you think Lebanese people really will sign this? Because like you said, many years
Yeah.
our government stole our money and no one acts.
Yes, it's
So
true.
do
It's
you
true.
think the Lebanese people will act today? So what you will say to
Ooh.
them to act? It's a very big.
Well, that's a tricky question now. And that's why I'm going to turn to each and every Lebanese who has been a victim of this atrocity crime, a crime against humanity. If you want to be able to be recognized as a victim,
Okay,
we need to have a crime. If there's no crime, there's no victim.
true.
And now the international community doesn't recognize that Lebanon has been guilty of crimes. We want to change that. So we're coming up with a petition, which is a one-pager. Let me just show you the context. So this is sort of holding the government of Lebanon responsible for crimes against humanity. So it's like a complaint. Sorry, it's not the official version, but it's just one page, and it lists why this is a crime against humanity. It uses the Rome Statute 7.1K to say, hey, what happened here is a crime against humanity, and we will take it to international courts. International courts means everywhere in the world, not only if we could, we'd take it to the International Criminal Court, the International Court of Justice, but I want to take your complaints, we all want to do this, to any country in the world, to Germany, to France, to Switzerland, and tell them Lebanon, the government, is guilty of crimes against humanity.
It's not about a pity.
Yes.
We can show them that here we have a fact of
Yes.
the government
Yes.
is really guilty. We are the victim,
Yes.
and you cannot be in a position of pity of the
Exactly.
international humanitarian rights or government or I don't know what country.
You're right. And for this, we need as many signatures as possible. So the more signatures we have, the more victims we have, the more it becomes strong. You know,
Okay.
and that's why I'm calling on. This is not our petition. This is petition for each and every Lebanese. So take it, but sign it so that the world knows. And then we want to go to every country in the world and tell them 4 or 5 million Lebanese are accusing their government of being guilty of crimes against humanity. Please help us. freeze their money, sanction them, whatever, you know. So, but first of all, we need to say the crime has been committed. We are victims. Yeah.
So now, in a simple message, just tell the Lebanese people, in your own words,
Yes.
to sign this petition.
I think we all want to have justice. Over 4 million Lebanese want to have justice. And we need to do this through international law, because there is no more justice in Lebanon. Justice Minister, what's her name again, the lady, she said we cannot deal with corruption here. We need to go to international courts under universal jurisprudence in order to hold those accountable for crimes against humanity. And we need to start with a complaint. We need to have the signatures that say, yes, I'm a victim, they're responsible for this, and then we move on, step up.
Thank you, Mr. Forrest,
Thank
for
you
your
having me.
time.
Yeah, very kind. Thanks.
بالمختصر المفيد يلي انحكى اليوم مع مستر فورست وهيدي البيتيشن ضد الأموال المسلوبة للشعب اللبناني، طلب فيها الشعب اللبناني إن كان موجود بلبنان أو خارج لبنان، خاصة نحن عم نتكل على الناس المغتربين تحديدا، بإمضاء هيدي البيتيشن تنقدر نحولها للهيومن رايتس تقدر تاخد هي فعل تجاه السياسيين الفاسدين بوطننا. بعتقد 30 سنة من النصب والاحتيال صار وقت انه نوعى ونتخذ القرار الصحيح. اجتنا الفرصة انه نمضي شيء ضد الدولة تبعنا، فينا نقول ضد هالنظام الفاسد. خلينا نعمل هيدي الخطوة وخلينا نجرب نغير لو بطريقة بسيطة. ميرسي لكم من ثورة تي في، تابعونا على الانستغرام والفيسبوك وتويتر ويوتيوب.